Yeah, I actually get it right, mate. I actually get it right.
In the top job at Green Gully Reserve since 2018, Stephen Downs and the Cavaliers parted ways during the week, bringing to an end one of the longer-running managerial reigns in NPL Victoria. What will the changes in the technical area bring to this fixture this afternoon? Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us on the NPL Victoria live stream from Green Gully as the Cavaliers welcome Hume City in this opening fixture of round 15 of the men's competition. After a horror week of results for the Cavaliers, with a loss last Friday night at CB Smith Reserve to Moreland City, backed up by an Australia Cup exit to the noisy neighbours St Albans on Tuesday night, we see interim manager Michael O'Rourke step in to take charge of the team today. Meanwhile, David Chick's Hume City, fresh off a thrilling cup comeback on Wednesday night against a stubborn Bayside Argonauts, will be looking to get the win today on the road in a somewhat less stressful set of circumstances. My name is Steve Curtin, and it's a pleasure to be bringing you all of the action on this Saturday lunchtime kickoff. And it's a very special occasion here in the broadcast position because also today, for the first time in 2024, alongside me, it's a very good afternoon. Welcome, Mark Ivkovic.
Yes, good afternoon, Steve. Good to be doing a game together for a change. A lot of storylines for this afternoon's game. Interesting to see how if Green Gully do make some changes in the way they play and able to get back on the winners list because they desperately need to. And Hume City, well, they just keep chugging away, don't they? So interesting game up this afternoon, and yeah, let's see how it all plays out.
Oh, well, plenty of talking points, as you say there, Mark, and the team lineups are in. Look at the starting 11s for Green Gully. We see Reef Murphy continuing goal. Liam Driscoll missing out today through injury, looking to make a return next week. There's a couple of changes in the fullback positions with Matthew Crooks and Dalibor Markovic coming in at right and left back, respectively, for Jay Chiyama and Justin Spiteri, who dropped to the bench. The central defenders are familiar, Jalil Regaig and Taylor Shrivers. In central midfield, we see no Gianluca Iannucci. He misses through suspension with accumulation of yellow cards. He's replaced by Elion Kifle. The other central midfielders, Jamie Latham and Josh Hope. The front three today, Mo Adam, Luca Tavir on the left, and Shifa Ahmed, the youngster, on the right-hand side. 3 goals in his last 3 league outings for him in the seniors for the 17-year-old. And the big change that Mark alluded to in the intro was it's a return for Michael Weir back to the club where he last played for in 2021, returning from the Newcastle Jets, and he lines up alongside his brother, who will be starting at left back today, the central defenders for Hume, Tom Maricic and Harry Ashcroft. Mark Oshing, the captain, at right back. In midfield, Oscar Carlson, Josh O'Kane. The number 10 will be Mikael Platt, the front three. Lloyd Isgrove on the left, Josh Gulevsky up front, and Amir Abdullah will be on the right-hand side of the attack. Jackson Riley dropping to the bench, as is Fletcher McFarlane. So it's a picture-perfect day, Mark, and we're underway.
Yeah, it's a huge inclusion for Hume City. Michael Weir returning. It's the premier goalkeeper before he joined the Newcastle Jets. Just interested to see how they got that one through, Steve, when according to the rules, both your senior goalkeepers need to be injured to get the exemption. So Jackson Riley on the bench today. I'm not sure how they got that one through, but I'm sure it's all done properly, and Michael Weir starts today.
Yeah, so that is the rule. I wasn't even clear on that one myself, Mark, but as we found out when you were discussing when we arrived at the venue today, that there is a special dispensation to sign a goalkeeper outside of the transfer window, which is still, unfortunately for these clubs that are lacking players in certain positions, such as Green Gully, lacking some players in the striking department. A goalkeeper replacement is allowed to be signed if you can demonstrate that there is an injury.
Yeah, so obviously something's gone down at Hume City. To say that Arslan suffered a season-ending injury, and probably one of the under-23s goalkeepers as well.
So Green Gully in possession here. They're playing from the right to the left of your screen at home, the southern end of Green Gully Reserve. And once again, we see with these 1 p.m. kickoffs, a real picture-perfect day. The sun is out. It's as warm as you'll get this time of year as we're about to head into winter. And as a modest crowd slowly coming through the gates here, and we do play these fixtures now on a Saturday. It's a double-header with the 23s that will kick off at 3:30, so there's reason to hang around and enjoy your occasion. And speaking of 23s, here's one of the bright young stars who's come through that system at Green Gully, getting involved in the attack here. Going left and going right. Shifa Ahmed, he's been impressive so far, but he hasn't won the corner kick there. I thought he might have.
Yeah, he's a big talent, Steve. Watched him a couple of weeks ago in the flesh in their 1-0 win against Avondale, and he was excellent that afternoon. Really impressed with him. He's got a bright future. When they beat Avondale as well, you assumed that they'd turn the corner and things were going to start going on track for him and start pushing for the finals. But obviously, the past 7 days was not the greatest for the club, and decided to make the move on Stephen Downs. Had a long time at it at Green Gully. Had some success, but it's kind of been on a bit of a downward spiral over the last year or so.
Gully in possession here through Latham. One of the players who didn't start in the cup game during the week in the Sunshine Avenue derby, where it was a real swing around. It was only a couple of weeks ago when they beat St Albans here at this ground 4-0. As Markovic just about had his pocket picked there by Abdallah. Luka Tavir now on the right-hand side, combining with Markovic. This is Hope and Latham combining in midfield. So Gully enjoying plenty of possession here. Matty Crooks has preferred it right back today. Ahmed. Hume happy to absorb at the moment here. David Chick, we can hear him yelling out to press up further up the park though. It's a good turn by Crooks. Combining with Kiflay, who gets a start today, possibly his first start in the senior team at Gully as well. And here's a bit of space for Markovic. Will he pull the trigger? And it's a big save from Big Mike to keep him out. Well, the mid-season signing coming up trumps in the opening minutes here at Green Gully Reserve to deny it. Dalibor Markovic.
And we said he was a huge inclusion for Hume City, and that's exactly why. One of the best shot stoppers going around. But geez, what a run from Crooks. Another huge inclusion today for Green Gully. And that's the type of players that they've been lacking this season. Crooks, in and out with injury. They just need that experience in their team. It's a very young squad. And I feel that's been their down point. That's probably where Stephen Downs got it wrong this season with his recruitment, was just too many youngsters. You go back to the Green Gully of old, a lot of experience, hard-nosed players. I think that's what they need more of.
As the corner comes in and Michael Weir lets it go and lands on the roof of the net. Man in the middle today is George Lacrindis. He's assisted by the assistant referees John White and Didak Lee. In front of us, the fourth official is Momcilo Vasilinov. Patrolling the area between the two technical areas. And as we mentioned, Green Gully's acting coach today, Mikhail O'Rourke, is one of the younger coaching prospects in Victorian football, I think, at the moment, Mark.
Yeah, he's currently the coach of the under-18 side at Green Gully, and good on him for giving him a crack this afternoon. I think it might be his only game in charge from the word that we're hearing, Steve, that there's an announcement that will come out in the next couple of days on the replacements for Stephen Downs.
And he's assisted in the technical area today by the under-23s coach, Andre Maximov, and the Gully 23s are having very good seasons. So there's certainly plenty of good talent here for whoever does take the reins of the senior team in the coming weeks. When that announcement happens, stay tuned. Watch this space. The Green Gully social pages should be busy in the next week or so with that announcement.
It's a great job to come into here, Green Gully. Great facilities, great pitch as well, and you've got all the tools at your disposal to be successful at Green Gully. But it's been a long time since they've had that success. In the 90s, they were the kings of Victorian football under Ian Dobson, and when they had the likes of Zoki Markowski and the rest of the Avondale coaching staff, Fleming and Vargas, and those kind of guys. They were, this was the scariest place to play in Victorian football.
Absolutely, and Stephen Downs as well. His campaign here as a player started off in very good fashion. 2011, winning the grand final at Amy Park against Oakley Cannons. And he was the Jimmy Rooney Award winner for man of the match in that particular occasion. Oh, a bit of a mistake from Weir, but he's going to be relieved of the blushes because the flag is up for offside and taken quickly by his older brother Michael, who sends the ball down the line looking for Lloyd Isgrove. Winding up on the left-hand side of the attack today. It looks like Mikael Platt might be actually leading the line, and Josh Gulevski's dropped into the number 10 role, as we saw Gulevski playing in the 10 in the absence of Josh Bingham. Cut out by Oshieng, the skipper. Looking confident on the ball. Those subs today as well for Green Gully. Jay Chiama, the youngster, Braden Portali, Ado Kadakpo, Justin Spiteri. The sub-keeper is Seb Naseski, and also Philip Panuzio on the bench. Oshieng exerting his presence in front of the Green Gully technical area. He'll take the throw when he receives the ball here. For Hume City on the bench, the sub-keeper is Jackson Riley. Also Fletcher McFarlane, Umit Bosdigan, Josh Bingham, Mehmet Usal, and Tyler Cooper. And it was another Cooper that made headlines during the week. Mitch Cooper coming back to his former employer. Chief Ryman's given away the free kick there as we just pause. Mitch Cooper scoring a double for the Bayside Argonauts, the State League 2 Southeast outfit, surprising everyone at Broadmeadows Valley Park on Wednesday night. And I think you were tuning in, Mark, and it was a spirited comeback from the NPL side that was required with 4 goals in about 5 minutes in the second half to come back from that 2-0 deficit that they faced, and a cup elimination was beckoning.
Yeah, a spirited comeback would be an understatement. Just blitzed them in a 5-minute spell, but it was a struggle until that point. And the 2 goals that Mitch Cooper scored, they were very, very poor defensive mistakes. So they'll look to tighten that up this afternoon.
Well, there's a bit of confusion in the Gully defence, but, well, I guess better to have 2 players there contesting for the ball than none. And it was Shrivers and Hope ricocheted and went harmlessly through to Reef Murford, who gets his chance again in goal today with no Liam Driscoll. He's here watching on.
Very confident, the interim manager for Green Gully, O'Rourke. Very vocal and giving a lot of instructions out.
Yeah, very positive and good body language in the technical area so far from O'Rourke. Irish born and raised from what I hear. Here's Maricic. Carlson. Kiflay supplying the pressure. He says, who's helping me do the pressing here, though? As Hume come forward. This is Regaig in the number 5 jersey that he seems to have adopted mid-season after wearing 15 earlier in the year. He's taken the number that was worn by Abdul Rahman Kuku, so that is just confirming that number 5 there is indeed Jalil Regaig and not Kuku. In central defence, it's Kiflay, and now Tavir with the raking switch of play. Got it over the head of Lockie Weir, but he's able to get back and recover and play it back into his brother. Here's Maricic, one of a couple of former Dandenong Thunder central defenders lining up side by side. Harry Ashcroft as well. Harry Ashcroft in the team of the week for NPL Victoria last season after that 0-0 result out at Broadmeadows Valley Park last Saturday night between Hume and his old side, Dandenong Thunder. Probably one that Hume would have thought they might have got the 3 points in at home, and wasn't to be.
I think Ashcroft will be in the team of the season come the end of it. He's been absolutely phenomenal for Hume City this season. It's a real rock at the back, and him and Maricic together, it's a great combination.
Really, that man Ashcroft is playing the long diagonal ball here. The Mikael Platt, who brings it down out of the sky with a silky first touch, but there was plenty of defensive pressure from Gully to pick his pocket and take the ball away. Here's Regaig. Now Markovic, who's a player who's, well, he had the brightest moment of this match, stinging the palms of Michael Weir in the opening 5 minutes. Ball into the box for Latham, who turns and draws a crowd, at least in the shape of Tom Maricic. Goes a long way back. Here's Crooks. Everyone behind the ball except for Mikael Platt. Crooks again, facing forward, looking for options. Shifa Ahmed out wide. Out in that shipping container district on the far side. Gets to the byline. He's got Lockie Weir to beat. Plenty of numbers getting forward for the Cavaliers. This is Kiflay and Latham providing the overlap. And eventually it's going to be a goal kick for the visitors, who put in the defensive concentration required to frustrate the Cavaliers on that occasion.
Yeah, great defending there from Hume City. Just absorbed that pressure. Green Gully just knocking it around, but not too many rotations or movements. Are a bit lost for ideas in that passage of play.
Forward by Maricic, but there's no one there for the Hume City side. Lloyd Isgrove had come short, so there was no one up on that last man on the last line of the Gully defence.
Scored a cracking goal during the week. Lloyd Isgrove was the one that put him in front.
Not a bad go-ahead goal from some distance out, wasn't it?
Yeah, just had enough. I think it was looked like there was a lot of frustration in that shot and just rifled it into the back of the net.
Well, he's been a walking highlights reel, certainly at times. And last time these two sides met, he scored a stunning goal in the 90th minute to go along with the goal in the first half by Mark Oshiang for a 2-0 win. A match that saw Addo Kadakpo sent off in the 90th minute as well. As this ball comes into the back post, Weir is backpedaling. Markovic is there, and Tavir could fire that in, and it's off the back of Mo Adam. Well, Mo Adam saving the goal there when he wanted to see it go in the back of the net. Luka Tavir denied by his teammate, and on the counter-attack here is Lloyd Isgrove trying his luck from distance, and it bounced awkwardly for Murphy. He's able to get it on the second bite of the cherry, but, well, what an opening that was there. A bit of a mistake by Michael Weir and opened the door for the Cavaliers. Mo Adam was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, that should be 1-0 Green Gully, Steve. That was a great chance. You can see Michael Weir probably a little bit rusty, hasn't played for a while, I'd say. And, yeah, geez, Luka Tavir did everything right, but Mo Adam in the way. Like I said, should be 1-0 Green Gully.
Watching that replay there, caught under the high ball, and then he was out of position when the shot came in, so there was only a Hume defender on the goal line to beat. The shot came back off Mo Adam, so hard luck on the Cavaliers, who, well, could easily have been leading this one. Just 15 minutes played.
They've had the better of the play in the opening 15 minutes.
Forward by Shrivers, and he finds a teammate in the shape of Kiflay and then Ahmed, but they've lost possession here. Abdallah, who's been in good goal-scoring form this season. Amir Abdallah, unable to find Isgrove. Crooks, who's been impressive so far. He's been one of the standouts for the Cavaliers in the first 15 minutes.
It's a funny game, football, isn't it, Steve? You know, like we said before, you thought Green Gully turned the corner, a couple of positive results, beating Avondale and then thrashing St Albans a few weeks ago here at Green Gully Reserve, and then, you know, you lose to Moreland City and then St Albans in the cup. It's probably enough to see Stephen Downs go. It's very up and down this season. Just, you know, I'm sure if they beat Moreland and beat St Albans in the cup, Stephen Downs would have been here till the end of the season at the very least, but two very poor performances. He's just too inconsistent this season. Some of the players need to take responsibility for that too. You know, very up and down performances. A lot of defensive lapses that are coach killers. You know, you can't coach some of the mistakes that they've been making.
That's right. We thought they might have turned the corner when they had that 4-0 win here against St Albans a couple of weeks back, and then that good result that they got against Avondale at Avenger Park as well, as you mentioned, Mark. But the consistency wasn't there, and Stephen Downs leaving the club after being here as manager since 2018 and a player since 2011. And also we see Steve Laurie and Tim Payton, the assistant coaches, have departed the club too. So big changes at a club that's been known for its stability in the coaching department.
Yeah, I remember he took over when they played in that famous relegation playoff game that nearly saw him drop down to NPL2.
A famous day against Moreland City at Amy Park. Came from the clouds that day too.
It was a long, long time ago, wasn't it? They should bring that game back. I used to love watching that game.
Maybe one to watch. Maybe watch the highlights of that at halftime today or after the game here. There's plenty more NPL Victoria action coming your way with still another 6 games to go after this one. Of course, no Friday night football last night, which felt a little bit unusual, but it's good to see, Mark, a bit of Sunday NPL Victoria football back with 2 games taking place on Sunday. Oakley and Heidelberg United, also South Melbourne and Moreland at 3 and 4 o'clock respectively.
It was very weird, no game last night. Actually, watched the movie last night for the first time in a while.
Well, we'll be looking for your review at half-time on that one, Mark.
Yeah,
if not beforehand, if this half is going a bit slow.
It was a classic, Sleepers. Very old movie, that one.
NPL Victoria, round 15, coming away here from Green Gully Reserve. Steve Curtin and Mark Ivkovic, and some film reviews as well as Gully looked to attack down this left-hand side with Markovic, and the second time he's stung the palms of Michael Weir. That one was straight at the keeper, but it had some pace and swerve on it, and Weir couldn't hold it. And it's coming back the other way with Abdullah on the counter-attack, and he's fouled by Latham, and Latham should go into the book for that.
These two teams are confused what sport they're playing this afternoon, Steve. Bit of a basketball game so far. Just one chance at one end and then Hume straight up the other. Markovic with 2 excellent strikes at goal so far, though.
He's been given space to get forward, and he's got that cracking left peg to just fire in those low shots if he's given the space and time. And you just fancy if Hume continue to do that, it's going to come at their peril. Mark Oshieng, the right back, his direct opponent, guarding him there when Markovic is getting into that part of the pitch. Will have to be on watch. He does wear the captain's armband these days, at least today anyway. Josh Bingham on the bench to show some leadership in a defensive capacity, Mark Oshieng. But it's Hume on the attack here with Abdullah taking this free kick. 2 in the wall. He puts it into the back post area. Good header away by Josh Hope, and the Tasmanian puts behind for a corner kick. Not totally content, the Hume City technical area. You might have heard that through our effects mic. So Isgrove to take the corner from the far side. Big Tom Maricic and also Harry Ashcroft, 2 obvious targets. Maricic does win the header. Who's going to get the second ball? Eventually, it's hacked away by Shrivers. Only as far as Oshieng, who wins the header. Abdallah. Lockie Weir switching the play. Header was won by Crooks. Now Isgrove in the green boots on the far side. Clever ball for Mikael Platt, the hero on Wednesday night, scoring a double off the bench in the second half. Abdallah on the turn. It's a good save from Murphy. The brightest moment of the game so far for Hume. Good knockdown by Lloyd Isgrove. Abdallah on the left peg. Got a good bit of that ball. Murphy reacted really well and tipped it behind.
It's a superb save from Murphy. Get down low, quick reaction time as well. No time to think about it. Jeez, Abdallah showing what he's all about, really. Bringing it down and on the turn, hitting it well.
We've got a player down here for the Cavaliers, so slight delay. It looks like it is Jamie Latham, who did avoid getting shown the yellow card for that challenge a few moments ago when he brought down Amir Abdallah. One of the leading lights in front of goal. 8 goals in NPL Victoria this season for Amir Abdallah from his 14 appearances in the matchday squad.
So he'd be a red-hot favourite for the gold medal so far. He's won a lot of games for Hume this city off his own boot. I'm sure his teammate taking the corner will steal a few votes off him, though.
I was just about to say the same thing. these guys are stealing votes off each other for sure. Lloyd Isgrove's been sensational, as well as Amir Abdullah, as this one is lofted into the penalty spot. Scrambling to get this ball away, and Shrivers just hooks it out, a bit of a banana around the corner. That'll do for now, and it'll be a throw to Hume. Mark Oshieng over to take this one fairly quickly, you'd imagine.
Yes, they made that a lot harder than it should have been, Green Gully, to clear their lines.
They had enough numbers back, but weren't able to put their foot through the ball and evacuate it from the penalty area. Here's Ashcroft. This is O'Kane. A slightly deeper midfield role for O'Kane today, playing as the 10 on Saturday night. And then also, interestingly, on Wednesday night when they played at Bayside Argonauts, it was the same 11 that had took the field against the Thunder on the previous Saturday, which made it even more of a surprise when I saw that they'd gone 2-0 down to those 2 goals by Mitch Cooper in the first half of that one. Here's Oshieng. Good cover by Regay, only as far as O'Kane. This is Platt. Saw Mikael Platt interviewed after the game on the Hume City social channels. He speaks very well. Very articulate man, very clever, very much a deep thinker. At the moment, it's deep defending required for Hume as Green Gully are countering. Eventually they scramble it out of play for a throw over in front of the social rooms on the far side of the venue there. Crowd coming in slowly still.
Did you expect him not to speak well, Steve? Mikael Platt.
I think a name like Mikael probably does imply that you're going to be a good wordsmith.
I think Hume would have expected Bayside to probably put out a stronger lineup on Wednesday night. And a lot of NPL experience in that team. Miloš Lujic, Tim Marla, Mitch Cooper that did play, but Iki Jawadi as well. He's down there. A lot of those boys didn't play.
Yeah, it speaks even higher for the players that did line up and do take a 2-0 lead. Here's another touch for Michael Weir, making that ball his, and he's got a bit of afters here as well. He's not happy with Shifa Ahmed. The youngster has been pushed to the floor by the experienced custodian, and I think the argument there that's coming from Harry Ashcroft is that he went in with the raised knee. I'll have to watch that one on our replay screen to see if that is what transpired. Slightly raised knee, but genuine attempt to play the ball, I would say. It's Lockie Weir directing traffic. He's going to be forced to go back to Maricic, so both sides have had a good look at goal, but neither able to trouble the scorers so far. Amir Abdullah forcing a good save a few moments ago out of Reef Murfitt. Dalibor Markovic coming close a couple of times when given space and time on the left-hand side, forcing saves out of Michael Weir. And it was Luca Tavir that possibly came closest of all to scoring when he saw his shot ricochet back off teammate Mo Adam. Bit of a gear change here for Jalil Regag. Shoelaces have not been done up yet. Hopefully he doesn't step on them in a race for the ball if it's played through on goal over the back. Mikael Platt calling for the ball. Jumping with Regag, and it's going to be landing down in the Taylor's Creek there as Taylor Shrivers hoisted it over the earth embankment to our right-hand side here.
Regay's really got no interest in tying those shoelaces.
They're still not done up, are they?
No. Been watching his movements.
Here's Platt. Closed down by Hope. Good defensive work by Josh Hope, who has been kept fairly quiet by the Hume midfield so far.
It's a big opportunity for Mikael Platt this afternoon, leading the line. Josh Bingham on the bench. You know, I've been really impressed with Platt's performances this season. Just hasn't had the goals to show for it.
And speaking of as well, he was a certain pundit's tip for the Golden Boot this season in the pre-season. Maybe there's still time as well.
Still not over. Long way to go, Steve. And if Regay's still not tying up those shoelaces, I think Platt might be able to get a couple.
Ball over the top. Schiefer Ahmed's onside here. And could he be in for his 4th goal in 4 games in NPL Victoria? He is indeed. What a fine through ball and a calm and composed finish. Michael Weir, no chances. Schiefer Ahmed, 4 goals in 4. What a remarkable run of form this young man is having. The 17-year-old puts the Cavaliers in front. And the new coach, Mikael O'Rourke, can be all smiles in the technical area. The Cavaliers lead 1-0.
It was a superb goal from Grant Gully. Great through ball. Ahmed slips in at the back post. And great finish as well. Probably deserved 1-0 lead, to be honest. And I think a couple of those Hume defenders might usually enjoy a Saturday sleeping. This early kick. Definitely but he continues his rich vein of form.
Just an excellent through ball from Josh Hope, who had the space and time in his own half to fire that ball through. It was Andre Apilo-esque, the way he slotted that one through the Hume defence from a deep lying position, and Schiefer Ahmed did the rest.
It's great intelligence from the youngster to make a run like that. You know, a lot of the wingers in NPL Victoria tend to stay a bit static and don't make those runs in behind like that.
Well, his recent scoring form has shown that he's got that understanding and intelligence even at a young age to know where to be. He was in the right place that time as well. Eastgrove was the target of the pass from Platt. Shriver's got there first, and the touchline will do for captain as we approach the 30 minutes. In the squad with their lack of striking and attacking options this season, getting his first goal a few weeks ago, and then he's continued that scoring run. Scored the only goal of their game last Friday night in the 2-1 loss to Moreland City at CV Smith Reserve. A headed goal, that one, so he's shown his ability to score a variety of different kinds of goals as well. And that one getting in behind was probably we'll say the quintessential Schiefer Ahmed goal. Here's Latham. Ahmed's making the run through again here. Is he going to go his own way? This is Ahmed teeing up Kifley. Oh, and he could have made it 2-0 there. The Green Gully youngsters combining, and the Hume defence is all at sea at the moment here at Green Gully Reserve.
Should have been 2-0, Steve. I reckon Ahmed should have gone on his own and just kept with that momentum. But Hume very, very all over the place defensively.
Oh, physical contest. Shrivers goes to ground. Play onto the call. It's in by Oshieng, and well down again, Reef Murford, who's been impressive so far. Deputising for Liam Driscoll, and he's not put a foot wrong so far in this encounter.
I feel like Hume's sitting too deep this afternoon, letting Green Gully have a lot of the ball, and they're making great runs in behind them.
Michael Weir's gone for, we talked about players changing the hardware. Michael Weir's reached for the baseball cap. Keep the sun out of the eyes. Having plenty to say out there is Michael Weir. Gully coming forward again. Plays ball aimed at Ahmed. Should I say Mo Adam, trying to get himself on the score sheet today. He's been in reasonably good scoring form of late as well, Mo Adam. Slow start to his season in front of goal, but he now has 4 in the league and 2 in the cup.
Great work rate from Green Gully there, especially Jamie Latham. He's pressing everywhere.
Just doesn't stop running, Jamie Latham. A good player to have out there, and probably missed him a little bit at Churchill Reserve on Tuesday night when he was not in the starting 11. Here's Tavir dropping a bit deeper to pick up the ball. Good pressure from Carlson, who wins the ball back. Good control as well to keep possession. Abdallah, this is better for Hume. Well, Abdallah wanted the foul and it wasn't coming his way. And here's Markovic. Josh Hope looking to thread the through ball here perhaps. Shifar Ahmed is the target. Not on the same wavelength. It runs out of play. Here's Platt, good control. Looks like Regaig may have done up those shoelaces now that he had untied for a large portion of this first half. After changing his boots to something a bit more grippy.
Now, Jamie, go again, Jamie. Go again. Just even walk in there.
Looks like they've shifted Gillespie into the 9 position and Platt's dropped into the 10.
So we'll see what that move brings over the next 10 or 12 minutes before the halftime interval. Certainly worth changing something you fancy. Hume just not quite clicking in attack. That has shipped a lot of goals this season.
It's not the usual Hume City that we've been used to watching, especially defensively. Very flat-footed this afternoon.
Yang playing inside to Gulevsky. Turns it over. Latham draws a crowd. Now Tavir. Gets past one, then another. This is a good run from Luca Tavir. Now Mo Adam. Oh, the 1-2 pass was just about on, but it's too hot to handle for Luca Tavir. And we talked about this being something resembling a basketball game because now it's Hume. Charging up the other end through Isgrove. Gets into the area looking centrally. Well positioned there, Jalil Regaig. Ball going from one end to the other in record speed at the moment.
It's a very high-paced game, isn't it?
Certainly the fans that have come through the gates are getting full value for money as we see, well, yet another player and a central defender to boot, changing the footwear or having some issues with his boots over there, Tom Maricic.
Got a theory about these early kickoffs, Steve. Green Gully will be getting used to the 1 p.m. kickoff, but for opposing teams, it's very, very different, especially Hume City, 7, 8 o'clock kickoffs they're used to. You've got to change your complete routine, the way you eat, the way you sleep. Could be a reason to why they've been so flat in this first half.
Yeah, well, this is the third such occasion that Green Gully have played the 1 p.m., the lunchtime kickoff, and certainly enjoy it as a good innovative option to especially spread the kickoff times around as opposed to the usual 8 p.m. Friday night kickoffs. And also the sun being out, the spectators can come and enjoy it too. But as you say, Mark, maybe the alarm clock didn't go off early enough for some of these Hume players. They're still waking up during this first half, but they've got the chance from the corner kick here, and it's swung in by Abdallah to the back post area, and Platt won the header, directed it on goal, but it was straight at Reef Murphy. If it had been maybe a metre or so either side, it might have been a challenge for the Green Gully custodian to keep it out, but he held that one with ease. A well-delivered corner kick from Abdallah nonetheless, and once again the ball one end to the Shifar Ahmed, brought to by no free kick is the decision. George Lacrindis had a good look at it and said play on. Gulevsky. The idea was right, the execution was just a little bit off, and now Ali Kiflay and Matty Crooks can combine. Now Shriver's trying to stride forward. Kiflay looking for options down this right flank. Shrivers has stayed forward, and I think he might have stamped on the foot there of Lockie Weir. George Lacrindis stops the play. He's going to have a word with the Green Gully captain for that challenge.
You can't discount that kickoff time, Steve. When you really think about it, so a Hume usual Saturday would, you're kicking off at 7 o'clock, you're eating 2 meals that day, probably go for a nap at lunchtime, a walk in the afternoon before you get to the ground. This time they're waking up, having breakfast, and they're straight off to the stadium for the game. Green Gully will become accustomed to it.
He's Platt with the snapshot. It's off target. A good couple of metres there.
And I dare say that would be one of the main reasons why Green Gully would have opted for the 1 o'clock kickoff. It might bring more supporters, but it's a massive advantage. No team plays at that time. It's a massive change of routine.
Well, if they can make it their niche and pick up some points against the more fancied opposition to this match, as well, you'd have to say red-hot favourites with the week that Green Gully have had. Hume City sitting in 5th place in the competition, 3 behind Heidelberg United in 4th and 3 ahead of 6th place Port Melbourne. Just looking to consolidate their September action when the playoffs do come around. At the moment, chemistry is just not quite there in the front 4 for Hume City. If you have just joined us, Shifa Ahmed scored his 4th goal in 4 NPL Victoria outings. That's the goal that separates the two sides. This NPL Victoria round 15. Clash from Green Gully reserve in Keilor down. Steve Curtin and Mark Ivkovic with you. We hope you're enjoying the contest, and the Gully fans here certainly are, as Crooks comes forward with the ball. This is Shifa Ahmed running at Lockie Weir. Gully content to keep possession. Would you say, Mark, it's a similar style of play, if not exactly the same as the Stephen Downs approach?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think they needed to tweak too much, to be honest. They're just, a lot of games they were quite unlucky and just maybe needed a different voice. Stephen Downs had been there for a long time. Just tweak a couple of little things. But you can't really coach concentration levels and eradicating mistakes out of your game.
Gully looking to try and find a second before the break as Hope tries his luck from distance with the pot shot, but that's certainly regulation save for a keeper the quality of Michael Weir, the former Newcastle Jet, was able to field that one easily. Jalil Regate's going to be in a bit of strife here. No yellow card though for the shirt pull, and a free kick to Hume in what will be a handy position, and Lloyd Isgrove looking to deliver a quality ball to the big man at the back post here perhaps.
They've got a big height advantage, Hume City, in the set pieces.
It will be Isgrove to send it into that back post area. Oh, it's allowed to bounce in the penalty area. Shrivers was leading the chase ahead of Tom Maricic, and well, Green Gully survived that one, and just about survived to half-time. Just 4 minutes to go plus added time until the half-time interval as the teams start to prepare the coaches prepare their team talks. Will we see maybe some changes for Hume at half-time? As we mentioned, some of those options on the bench: Fletcher McFarlane, Umit Bozdogan, Josh Bingham, Mehmet Usal, Tyler Cooper, the youngster, 20 years of age. Usal is also just 20 years of age as well, so some experience and some youth on the bench there for David Chick, should he decide to swing some changes at a half-time. It's probably that kind of day where you feel like it might be the game where you might want to change it up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'd be bringing Josh Bingham onto the pitch, probably in place of Gillespie. He's kind of not really been involved so far this afternoon.
There's a chance here for Hume to strike before the half-time interval. It's Abdullah, and it was just past the post. That can't have been far away. The Green Gully defence caught napping there, a lapse in concentration. And Amir Abdullah, a player that you cannot afford to give that kind of space and time to, just about grasping that shot inside the far post. always curling away and just continued its trajectory past the far post. In the end, though, and Green Gully will survive that scare by a narrow margin.
You can't turn the ball over in that area, especially against a Hume City side that's so good in transitional moments.
They look really set up to break quickly when they win the ball in those kinds of areas with plenty of players forward and plenty of pace to their attack. Shifa Ahmed is asking questions of this Hume defence now. Already with 1 goal to his name this afternoon. Good pressure from Gillespie, but the throw's going to go the way of the Cavaliers.
That's why Hume City will still feel like they can get something out of this game. You know, Green Gully's notoriously made numerous defensive errors and lapses of concentration, so they're really going to have to be switched on for the rest of the game.
It's been the peril for Green Gully many times this season as Abdullah will he look to get onto the left foot here. Oh, he's trod on the ball just when he was shaping up for a sweet strike on goal. Unfortunate timing for the Hume winger, but they're going to keep attacking here, Hume. O'Kane. Platt. Space to supply the cross here. Oh, Disgrove was charging in to get on the end of it. Shriver's trying to get it away. Oshieng went to ground. Play on is the call. Intent there to injure the player, but a little bit of contact made, and Abdullah certainly was making us aware that it had taken place.
I don't think that was as bad as it looked, Steve. That was right in front of us. Markovic did everything to play the ball there. I think he won the majority of the ball and just caught Abdullah in the process. The yellow.
Yeah, it seemed a little unlucky to go into the book there. Tally ball Markovic, but the decision was made quickly by George Lacrindis, who came over brandishing the yellow card. Taken quickly now, Isgrove hoists this one into the back post area where Maricic is lurking. Maricic is going to pick up the second ball himself, the big man, out wide, operating like a winger for the moment, temporarily. Weir. Carlson in front of the players' race, tries to drive in a low cross. Abdullah trying to get past one, then another, and floats it in easily, caught by Murfitt. Looks like he's trying to run out time till the half-time break as 45 minutes is up, and we've got the confirmation it'll be 1 minute added on for stoppages at the end of this first half. Fourth official, Momcilo Vasilinov, confirming that 60 seconds will be added on, but we might have more than that, I think, because we've got a bit of a delay here for an issue with Taylor Shrivers.
Yeah, a bit of a head clash there. So breaking play came at the perfect time for Green Gully. And Hume City starting to pile on the pressure. Gully just needs to get to half-time with that 1-0 lead. Regroup, reassess what's going on. Probably a good time to do that movie review, Steve, I reckon. Sleepers, get on it. Classic film.
What year did that one come out?
1996, Steve.
96.
One of Brad Pitt's first movies. Robert De Niro's in it.
What a great cast.
Yeah. Kevin Bacon as well.
I insist that they just don't make movies like that anymore.
No, they don't. I was thinking that the whole time as I was watching it.
Maybe that's something we'll see. I think in some future weeks as well, we might see some more rounds in NPL Victoria that have vacant Friday nights. So we'll keep those film recommendations coming to you for the second part of the season that is to come. We are into round 15, so all of a sudden the year is going along quickly.
Fitting that I watched the movie Sleepers, because that's what the Hume City defence has been this afternoon, half asleep. No pun intended.
But also, there was a little bit of irony there too, because I think from what I heard, your night was not something that was involving too much sleeping as well.
I know, when you've got a toddler that likes to wake up at 2 in the morning after you've had a late night watching a movie. It's not the greatest thing to happen, but shout out to Red Bull. Been my saving grace. So if any sponsorships want to come my way, hit me up, Red Bull.
We might need a sponsorship in the shape of a bandage, elastoplast or someone similar, because Taylor Shrivers is being taped up like the mummy out there as we speak. And then after all of that, we'll probably only get about 10 seconds of playing time after they resume here. We'll await the drop ball to take place. George Lacrindis gets us going again. Checks his watch. The players look pretty happy to prepare to head down the tunnel now, I think.
You say they still play the full minute of stoppage time, because that pretty much happened as soon as the board went up.
So we've ended up going past the 3 minutes now. Good header by Harry Ashcroft. Mark's nomination for the Team of the Year. Not only just the Team of the Week, which he was in round 14. Acrobatic from Isgrove. Platt scrapping for the ball and winning the free kick, and that'll probably be the last action of this first half. Taylor Shrivers is still off, so Gully is still down to 10 for the moment. But now Mikael Platt is the latest casualty. He's got a sore ankle. Not a lot of protection from those shin pads that Mikael Platt's chosen to wear, to be fair.
Nice cardboard cutouts.
Just a bit of this morning's Wheat Bix packet, cut out with the scissors and stuck down the front of the socks.
A lot of blood gushing out of Taylor Shrive's forehead there.
Well, Oshang's going to deliver this one in. It's gone to the back post. Dalibor Markovic, solid in defence. He's put in a good shift in the first half. Dalibor Markovic, since getting the call up to come into the starting 11 for the interim coach this afternoon, Mikhail O'Rourke. And at half-time, it is a 1-0 advantage to the Cavaliers, and it is that man again, Shifa Ahmed, the 17-year-old, on the score sheet with the decisive goal that separates these two sides in a first half that I guess we could say, Mark, it went in fits and starts.
Yeah, it was a lot of end-to-end action there. Green Gully probably had the better of the opportunities and took a deserved 1-0 lead into the halftime break. But I'm sure Hume City's going to come out firing in the second half. And Green Gully really need to just stay defensively aware of what's happening and keep their concentration levels at their optimum levels.
Well, as the players head off for the half-time, the stats show there, Green Gully, six attempts, 5 on target. And for Hume, 5 attempts, 3 on target. So they both had their chances in the first 45, but Green Gully have been the ones to capitalise on their chance through Shifa Ahmed after a fantastic through ball, threaded over the top by Josh Hope, that found the youngster in space and time to take a touch and fire past the advancing Michael Weir, who is one of the big stories, him coming back to Hume, the club where he last played for in 2021, getting the start today, but he won't be getting the clean sheet. But who will be getting the 3 points? That's the question that we'll be answering after this short halftime break. And we look forward to your company on the NPL Victoria live stream. Both Mark Ivkovic and myself, Steve Curtin, will be looking forward to your company after this short break at Green Gully Reserve. It is a 1-0 lead to the Cavaliers at halftime. reserve as the players are back out on the field for the second 45 in this NPL Victoria men's round 15 clash. We're kicking off round 15 here with this fixture, and it's Shifa Ahmed who's got Green Gully going to the best possible start under their interim coach in Mikhail O'Rourke, who's stepped up from the under-18s to replace Stephen Downs, who departed during the week. And for Hume City, a frustrating first 45 for them. What will the second half have in store for David Chick's side? They will be hoping for a second half display similar to what we saw from them on Wednesday evening when they scored 4 in 5 minutes against the State League 2 South East side Bayside Argonauts in the Australia Cup. That sees them just one win away from the national round of 32. And straight away, Jamie Latham's firing a long bomb that Michael Weir's giving a round of applause. I'm not sure if it was a sarcastic round of applause, but it was something like that. It appeared to anyway, but the players are ready to go for the second 45. Steve Curtin and Mark Ivkovic with you for this one. It's been an interesting contest so far. Hume City coming in as hot favourites, but they trail this one at the moment. And welcome back to the broadcast position to you, Mark.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, Hume really needs to click into gear in the second half to get anything out of the game. So, don't know what Jamie Latham was thinking with that kickoff. He's never going to chip Michael Weir on his line.
I assume that's what the clapping was about.
You
nice try.
So. Yeah.
You're going to have to do well to clear a guy who stands at 200 centimetres. There's Hume on the attack early. It's Taylor Shrivers down there in the headband looking like the mummy. I'm speaking to photographer Mark Avellino at halftime, who showed me some close-ups of that first half injury to Taylor Shrivers, and the blood was spurting out of the scone like a fountain, so hence the wrapping of his head up like the mummy. Looks like he's going to be okay to continue. Hopefully there's no concussion issues there for Taylor Shrivers.
Yeah, concussion protocols don't really apply in NPL Victoria, do they, Steve? Saw that in the grand final last year, Tom Manos knocked out for about 2 minutes and played the rest of the game.
Yeah, that was a standout case, that one in particular. Watching that one on TV from Bratislava early in the morning, breakfast time. I thought that that was going to be the end of the afternoon for Tom Manos, and there was no keeper on the bench from memory as well, Mark.
That's correct.
Which would have made it an even more difficult decision. But if the rules are rules with concussion and player welfare, they need to be observed. Anyway, that's a whole other matter, as Hume have just about lost possession here. Latham from distance. I think he looks extra determined to try and catch out Michael Weir now after that round of applause that he receives from the Hume City custodian for that long shot that was taken from the second half kickoff.
Maybe it was to get a goal kick, because Green Gully has been pressing like maniacs when Hume's trying to play out from the back, and had a lot of success so far this afternoon.
I won't rule it out. I feel like there's some merit in that possibility of that. It could be quite plausible.
Well, he's a young man, O'Rourke, and young man come with new, innovative ideas.
No. We believe that there will be a replacement for Stephen Downs named, but if Mikhail O'Rourke is somehow considered an opportunity, he's put his best foot forward so far today. Communicating really well with his players from the technical area. We're blessed to be so close to the technical areas and able to observe Mikhail O'Rourke and David Chick and how they communicate with their players. From this position, we're right on top of the pitch here, as Shifa Ahmed's going to get onto the end of this through ball. He's got Lockie Weir to beat. One way, then the other. Crooks providing the overlap. It's a well-weighted ball for Crooks, and Crooks' ball in was eventually easily cut out by that Hume City defence. It's Gully who's had the better of this opening few minutes of this second half.
If I was Green Gully, I'd be looking at bringing on Kadapko quite soon. Mo Adam just doesn't look like he's at 100% so far in this second half. He's limping around. I think Kadapko, with his presence occupying Maricic and Ashcroft, will keep them on their toes.
Well, here's Mikael Platt. Well guarded by Regagan Crooks. Weir provides the overlap. Blocked behind for a corner kick off Matty Crooks. Good overlapping run from Weir, and it's the first foray forward for Hume since the half-time break. It's all been played in their own half since the interval until that moment there. Lloyd Isgrove will go over and take this corner kick, and there's few better at corner kick delivery than Lloyd Isgrove in NPL Victoria. As again, the big man are lurking at the back post area. Gully, you've got to maintain their defensive concentration here, and you give a guy a rap, and what does he do? It's one of the worst corners we've seen for some time.
He must have heard you, Steve. Look, I'm just glad that he's gone for the direct route and not the short corner option.
I was kind of hoping he would do that after I said that, Mark, but putting it on the roof of the net, well, there you go. That's not what David Chick wanted to see, as he's just going over the notes with his assistants in the technical area. It's a good first touch by Luca Tavir on the far side. Out of play, and the throw will go the way of Hume City. The captain, Mark Oshien, to take. Looking for movement. He's not happy with what he's seeing. Eventually finds Gulevski. All the way back to Weir. And if you have just joined us, Michael Weir, he's back in the team for the first time since he departed. First time since 2021. After his stint at the Newcastle Jets. Jalil Regay got a good piece of that, and that's up and over the bank behind us. Landing up there near our old broadcast position that we used to use at Green Gully Reserve, up on top of the hill. Got Angelo behind the camera for Sportscast Australia, giving you the best look at this one from the comfort of your own home, and I hope you're enjoying it from wherever you may be tuning in this afternoon. Big hello to Joel, who's tuning in from East Geelong. Looks like he's got a shawarma for lunch, and Mark, you've just had a nice Kransky from the kitchen here as well. We'll touch on that later, though, as Green Gully attack it only as far as Hope. And now Lloyd Isgrove looking to switch to play and play it over the top towards Platt, who's gone back into the number 9 position. He swapped places with Josh Gulevski for the last 15 minutes of that first 45. But just touching on that previous comment, Mark, are we allowed to do, we've done movie reviews, are we allowed to do food reviews as well? If that's, just run that by you.
Might as well throw that in there. 10 out of 10, the Kransky roll. It's probably one of the best I've had. So shout out to the Green Gully Canteen. Phenomenal lunchtime roll there. Bit steep on the pricing, but can see why.
Schiffer Ahmed on the attack. Carlson giving chase. Ahmed showing his pace. Getting into the penalty area. And Crooks was there on his non-preferred, and he steered it wide. But what a great run to set up that chance for Matty Crooks by Schiffer Ahmed. Pace to burn down the right flank. Oscar Carlson couldn't keep up.
Another great chance for Green Gully. You know, Crooks, if he just levelled his eyes there, should have been 2-0 Green Gully. Said that a couple of times so far in this game. It's too easy there for Ahmed to get in behind. You can hear the Hume City coaching staff not happy with Carlson at all.
Well, that might be about the end of Carlson's afternoon, because Fletcher McFarlane has been ready to come on. One of those players that started in the league last Saturday night and in the Cup on Wednesday. Fair to say that the Hume City coaching staff, I'm not too pleased with that play-on decision by George Lacrindis, but that's the way it goes. And they're in possession here still. Hume on the attack, but eventually it's going to break for Mikael Platt. Combining down the right-hand side. This is Gulevski. Abdallah. Oh, and Murfitt. Well, that was a close call. Green Gully come away unscathed. Ball aimed in at the near post. For a second there, Murphy looked like he didn't know where it had landed. It was underneath his body.
I don't think he did know where it landed, but it's a save nonetheless. Great turn and shot from Platt.
Not the way Platt flicked that ball up and then hit it nice and cleanly at the near post from close range. So have to give Murphy good credit for the save there. Made some good saves this afternoon.
He's been impressive in the times that he has stepped in for Driscoll. A couple of times last season as well, he had some good games. This is where Green Gully hasn't been good today when they've had to retain possession. Not much movement in the forward line, no rotation, so it's very static. Been good in the transitional moments, but just really lacking ideas when they're retaining possession going forward.
There's space for Josh Hope. He can switch the play here. Striding forward is Jalil Regaig, who got himself his first Green Gully goal a few weeks ago. He's continuing his run. Latham, one way, then the other. Tavir, who's tucked inside. Markovic is out wide. Oh, a bit of a mistake from Hope. Battling for the ball with Platt, who goes to ground. Free kick given. No card going the way of Josh Hope, though, despite the protest from Hume City technical area, who felt that that was an intentional and or professional foul by the Gully midfielder. Double change coming up here, Mark, for Hume City.
Yeah, I said during the first half, bring him to come on for Galevsky. Give him a lot more movement going forward. And McFarlane probably a little bit more dynamic in the middle of the park.
So Carlson stays out there. McFarlane is on. So we'll see how those changes influence the midfield composition for this Hume City side, who have been stuttering so far this afternoon. Here's the dangerous Isgrove getting to the byline and playing it across. Well positioned was Shrivers, and he clears it away. Shifa Ahmed back to Crooks. Pressure from Abdullah was good. Intensity is going up there. The Hume City voices. They're finding voice out there. It's been maybe all too quiet in the first 45. Latham, it's a rainmaker, and it might land on our broadcast gantry here. It's just gone just behind.
Hopefully it doesn't, Steve, because I think we'd get knocked over if a ball lands on you.
We might have more time for another film review here, the second of the afternoon. So we've got an injury delay here. Lloyd Isgrove getting the full stretching treatment from Oscar Carlson to help him out with that.
It's going to start getting sloppy in this second half, isn't it? Both teams playing intense cup games a couple of days ago.
It's a busy schedule, it has to be said, for players who are semi-pro. Hope's given away the free kick in a dangerous spot here. Hope disputes the decision. George Lacrindis in no doubt that Bingham was brought down illegally there. So this is where Gully have got themselves in trouble numerous times this season. These little lapses in concentration when they appear to be cruising in general play. And this is a very dangerous situation. Reef Murphy, he might need the baseball cap because he's staring into the sun here as he arranges his wall. He's going to have 5 in it. And who do you fancy here? Is it going to be Isgrove or Abdullah to take this one?
I'd say Isgrove will step up and take it. I think it's more suited to Abdullah there on the left. Either or, not a bad option to have.
We'll see where Murphy positions himself. He's put the wall sort of right in the middle of the goal. We've got a great angle here, right behind this one. Angelo giving you the best look at this one, right down the barrel of the camera. Sportscast Australia. Now let's see who can deliver this one. Abdullah around the wall. Well down, Murphy. And again, it's over the top, and is it off the line? What's the decision here? It's a goal. Hume City, that one's just crossed the line for them, and they've got themselves back into this one at 1-1. Green Gully want to know what's going on. The assistant referee saw it over on the far side in the shipping container district and confirmed with our central referee, George Lacrindus, so that one had just crossed the line, and that's all that matters. 1-1 here at Green Gully Reserve.
Well, Reef Murphy's got himself to blame there because the positioning off that wall was disastrous. You know, you gave Abdullah that room to curl it around the wall to that near post. That wall should have been 3 or 4 steps across, and he wouldn't have been able to take that shot in the first place. Really, really poor positioning off that wall for the free kick.
So it's Mikael Platt that will give it the goal too. Getting on the end of the parry from Murphy, who, as you say, Mark, had to do a lot of work to get around behind his wall. Parried it away. Mikael Platt from a tight angle. Top quality from Mikael Platt. No goal line technology in NPL Victoria, so the assistant referee's decision was final. Assistant referees John White and Didak Lee presiding over this one. It must have only been millimetres in it. Green Gully are still unhappy that the goal's been given, but I think most teams would feel aggrieved when it was such a tight call. It's got to go one way or the other, though, and it's gone the way of Hume City. And Mikael Platt has his 3rd goal in the league this season. So, look, he's chasing that golden boot in the second half of the season, Mark. Don't rule it out.
The Platt machine is coming, Steve. Don't you worry about that. But, yeah, it's a tight call. I'm sure if they didn't call it, the Hume City bench would have been going bananas. It's impossible to see from where we are.
Certainly very hard to see from the gantry up here. We couldn't be any closer to the field, but still very difficult to see from here.
I reckon it would have been hard for the assistant referee to see as well. It's a wide pitch here at Green Gully. It's quite a fair distance away from where the ball would have been.
Well, Gully trying to get the goal back that they've just led in with Tavir, and you can see the under-23s for Green Gully over on the far side in the tracksuits. They're about to start the warm-ups for their game that'll be on at 3:30 after this game completes. A lot of the crowd here and hanging around and enjoying some Saturday afternoon sunshine. Green Gully were enjoying themselves, but not quite as much now that they've been pegged back to 1-1, but we're going to see a change here with Ado Kadakpo coming on.
Yeah, another one we called there, Steve. You need to give him a bit more going forward.
Well, you read the play there. Mo Adam is the man to come off, as you suggested might happen.
With respect to that goal, you know, you said it before the free kick was given. You know, they are their own worst enemy, Green Gully. They were comfortable. Just needed to clear their lines in that moment of play and went out for a throw and then a cheap free kick. It's all those little moments that, you know, count in a game. And it's probably going to come back to haunt Green Gully.
And you probably look at it and it's like it's not one error, it's a series of 3 or 4 small errors that contributed to that. Luca Tavir was holding hands with Harry Ashcroft in the middle of the field, giving away the free kick, and he might get away without a yellow card here. And eventually it does come out of the pocket from George Lacrindus and is pointed towards Luca Tavir.
And the Hume City coaching staff up in arms about it. And you know what, Steve, to be fair, they probably can feel a bit aggrieved. There's been a few challenges against Hume that should have resulted in bookings for the Green Gully players.
Luca Tavir, that's his 5th yellow card of the season, so it would mean he will miss next week's trip to Petty's Reserve. So he'll miss out on a chance to play on that synthetic pitch up there in Melbourne's northeast.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be spewed about that one.
The good news is that Gianluca Iannucci will be back available from suspension to come in and replace him next week. Oh, that was the go-go gadget legs from Jalil Regaig there. Just kept extending.
It's quite similar to the goal that Green Gully scored. Long ball over the top and Abdullah was drifting in.
Abdullah was lurking. Had it not been for the intervention from Jalil Regaig. Oshieng now forced to go back. Ashcroft With a full head of steam, goes to ground and no foul, and Green Gully are going to counter here. Tavir skips past Oshieng. That was stylish the way he did that. Latham making the forward run. Tavir, can he switch the play here? Hope draws a crowd. It was a good idea, but the execution was a bit off. Green Gully still maintained possession though. Hope heading for the corner flag. Pressure from Lockie Weir sliding in and winning the challenge, and Gully winning the throw right down near the corner flag at the northern end, Taylor's Creek side of Green Gully Reserve. Over an hour gone here at Green Gully. So we now are in the post-Stephen Downs era, and they're currently tied at 1-1 in this one. Shifra Ahmed and Mikael Platt, the scorers for their respective sides. Here is the goal scorer in Platt. Shriver's had a real fistful of jersey there. Play on was the call. Isgrove skipping through the challenges. He's had a quiet afternoon by his standards, Lloyd Isgrove. Abdullah loses out. Oh, and Isgrove's going to go into the book here for that. That was a nasty challenge on the youngster, on Ali Kiflay, who shows his smarts by just getting away from the situation when you might see a lot of players get up and retaliate and get themselves booked. Kiflay showing some experience beyond his years, just 19 years of age. Ali Kiflay getting the chance in the starting team today under interim coach Mikael O'Rourke.
There was a tackle out of frustration there from Lord Isgrove. Just not happening for him today. Still been good in moments. I reckon this is the worst spot in football to get a free kick. Hard to put in a good cross. Can't really shoot from that distance either.
Really neither here nor there as Latham puts it in. The tall target man, Bingham, was there to nod it away. Bingham, who's put the captain's armband on since entering the field of play. Here's Platt. Already one goal to his name this afternoon and a couple on Wednesday night against the Argonauts. Goal scoring form for this man. Going to win the corner here. Round of applause from both sets of fans for that duel over there on that shipping container district, the TAB Pokies venue side of the ground over there. And you can see the flags in the background. Not even a zephyr there. It's a calm day. It's a nice late autumn day for football and taking in a good match, which is what we're doing this afternoon. Plenty of entertainment in the second half so far. Fourth official Monsilo Vasilev is forced into action to tell the Hume City technical area to chill down a little bit and take a seat as Abdullah floats in a dangerous ball towards Maricic. It's still there for Hume if they can just steer this one goalward. Off the line by that Gully defence, and they've just about cleared it away. Maricic again. He came close to scoring a moment ago. McFarlane, the substitute, spraying it out wide for Abdullah. Isgrove. Now Carlson. He's going to float this one in. Could have tried to pull the trigger from there almost. Here goes Isgrove. He's got to the byline and playing it across away by Crooks and then Regaig. Green Gully living dangerously at the moment. You can see a second Hume goal coming if it carries on like this.
There's a man on a mission now, Lord Isgrove. They're coming, Hume City. It's an important 5 minutes here for Green Gully. Just need to steady the ship a little bit. It's like they're running out of legs a little bit. Latham looks very leggy in the middle of the park.
Here's that man, Isgrove again. McFarlane, the fresh legs. Oshieng from distance, trying to catch out Reef Murphy, who was equal to the shot. And we've got a bit of an issue with the bandaging on Taylor Shriver's scone because the blood has started to seep through, so that is unfortunate. He's going to be forced off the field. And Gully are without a key central defender, so Josh Hope is going to become the makeshift man in defence. Hume not having much sympathy for the delay as they request that Murphy takes that clearance quickly. He's going past his allocated time. Bit of an errant ball forward by Oshiang. Taylor Shrivers is being taped up behind the scenes here to our left for the second time this afternoon.
He's taking the time, the physio. I'd be going off my head if I was the coach.
Difficult player to tape up around the scon there as well. Taylor Shrivers, the physio, was almost needing a step ladder to reach up there. Or maybe needing Taylor to sit down on the grass to make it a little bit easier for him to be able to reach. The arms are at full stretch as he got the tape around. He's back on the field though, so Gully back to 11 players. So 1-1 here at Green Gully Reserve, NPL Victoria men's round 15. Shifa Ahmed opening the scoring for the Cavaliers in the first half. His fourth goal in 4 NPL Victoria matches running. And then Mikael Platt grabbing a goal, an opportunistic one in the second half after Reef Murphy parried a free kick into his path. Certainly didn't hit the back of the net, but it did cross the line, according to the officials here, who awarded the goal to the Cavalier, to Hume City, should I say. So 1-1 is the score. 20 minutes to go in this one. 3 vital points at stake.
I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but you talk about cut socks, but Jalil Rugay, he's fixed it up. He's wearing half a sock at the moment. It's going to be survival of the fittest in the last 20 minutes here, Steve.
Well, it's probably a good time that Gully do make a change and bring some fresh legs on. It looks like it's going to be a change in the shape of Jay Chiyama. So that could be the end of the afternoon for Dalibor Markovic. Platt's given away the foul here. Good commitment from Crooks to win the free kick, and his team can take a bit of a breather here. You can see Josh Bingham's got a lot of taping under the shirt there around the ribs. He must have been an injury in that part of the body that's been keeping him out of the starting 11 the last couple of games. So running repairs for players on both sides in this second half.
It's good this afternoon, Markovic. Oh, that was a long time coming, that booking there to the Hume City coaching staff.
Well, I hope you heard all of that exchange through our effects mic as well, because it got a bit heated between the officials and the Hume City technical staff. Temperament being tested in the last 20 minutes at Keilor Downs this afternoon.
I feel like saying that to my kids sometimes, what the ref said. Just sit down and shut up.
Certainly got his point across. That's a good turn by McFarlane. Weir's in a bit of space on this near side. Crossing on his non-preferred foot. Well taken by Murphy.
It's been all Hume City the last 10 minutes. Green Gully really lacking ideas at the moment.
So since bringing on Kadakpo, he's lined up in his familiar position as the right winger, even though he looks like someone who might be more likely to play as a 9 and lead the line. He's gone into the right wing position, and Shifa Ahmed's gone into the centre of the attacking 3 for the Cavaliers. So showing his versatility, the youngster there, playing out wide and through the middle in this one.
I think the main difference is Hume's really stepped on in this second half, especially the last 15 minutes. We spoke about it in the first half. They were sitting deep and allowing Green Gully to dictate the play. And they've really stepped on in this second half.
Interception, and Abdullah's going to stride forward here. Over on the far side is Carlson. Going to ground was Abdullah. Play on as the call from referee Lacrindis, and now that's Jalil Rugaig, the central defender, striding forward in the attack. Shifa Ahmed, who's now drifted out to the left-hand side of the attack, trying to get around Mark Oshieng. He's done well there, Oshieng. Puts it on the roof of the veranda. It's hard to get down from up there.
To be honest, I wouldn't have been surprised if that was called as a penalty, Steve. It looked like a really lazy, clumsy arm around the shirt. Wouldn't have surprised me at all if he blew for a penalty.
Well, those sentiments have certainly been echoed from the Hume technical area to our right.
Yeah, no surprises there.
He's been fairly lenient today, referee Lacrindis, and happy to wave on play for that particular occasion. We'll catch that one on your replay screens at home and see what you think the decision should have been. That's a good switch of play by Hope. Great view of that from our broadcast position here. Tavir floating it in. Oh, there's no one there at the back post. It's all red shirts and it's out of play.
Not a bad ball there from Tavir.
Well, looks like a chance for Green Gully's number 19, the 19 years of age player in Justin Spiteri, who's a lot of starts under Stephen Downs, coming off the bench today under Mikhail O'Rourke. That might be the end of the afternoon for the man in the ball there, Matty Crooks. Here's Kadakpo now. Gets past one and then another challenge. Space for Hope. Ahmed. Kadakpo. Ahmed still going. It's Shifa Ahmed. And it's just off the outside of the frame. Well, the best moment for Gully for some time in this contest. They've been on the canvas for large periods of this second half.
It's out of nothing, really. They're just circling possession, and then Kadakpo went on a bit of a run. Again, the Hume City defence falling asleep.
Gully getting numbers forward in the box for the first time for the last probably 20 minutes or so. All of a sudden, not long to go in this one, and whoever can grab the next goal should go on to take the 3 points you would fancy. No nonsense from Maricic, and it goes up and comes down and finds Lloyd Isgrove, who's been like a man possessed in the last 20 minutes after a slow start to this one. Carlson. McFarlane. It's been good since coming on in central midfield. Does the simple things well, Fletcher McFarlane. Abdullah. Pressure from Chiama. Oshieng switching the play. Maricic taking no time to get this one forward, and he picks out Isgrove with a fine switch of play. Well cut out by Latham. Surging forward, socks down.
It's going to be the challenge for Green Gully. Isgrove and Abdullah have been kept quiet all afternoon by Markovic and Crooks, but they're both off the pitch now.
No time for any mistakes for these Green Gully defenders, including the two fullbacks who've just been subbed on. Spiteri and Chiama, both youngsters. Both with plenty of experience at this level, though, in the last season or so. Here's Regaig. Tavir is providing the option forward. He just decides to go short to Chiama, whose pass is off target. Michael Weir getting a touch. I don't think we've called his name for making a save since half-time. It's Carlson. Good challenge. Jamie Latham there winning the ball back. Combining with Shifa Ahmed. And now Kiflay, and still he goes. This is good play from Jamie Latham. He's striding through the middle of Green Gully Reserve, looking for a through pass. Michael Weir out to clear the danger. Jalil Regay got full throttle there to make that ball, and eventually it's picked up by Oshieng. Now Abdallah on the far side. He's tried hard all afternoon down that right-hand side of the field for Hume City. McFarlane, oh, he's had his pocket picked here. Kiflay did well, the youngster. Everyone behind the ball for Hume except for Platt. Gully trying to play through the lines. Kadakpo, can he get space for a shot? Latham, it's opening up here for Jamie Latham, and punched over the top by Michael Weir. And Latham can't believe his luck because he thought he might have scored there.
Geez, Latham, he's determined to chip Michael Weir this afternoon, isn't he?
They've had a running battle since half-time when Jamie Latham tried to chip him from the kickoff.
It's been excellent, though, Latham, all afternoon. Does look like he's tiring. I reckon his GPS would have blown up by now. It's been everywhere.
It's a shame. I'm told that the Green Gully players, they don't have GPS tracking like some clubs do.
That surprises me.
He's the kind of player that you'd like to know that data for. It'd be good to see just the stats across the league. We make a lot of assumptions, but are they correct or not? But certainly Latham seems to cover a lot of territory out there. Chiama's ball in. It was a bit off the side of the boot almost, and it was away by Bingham, and now Abdullah's giving chase, but Shifa Ahmed, he's still full of running and hasn't slowed down the 17-year-old. He knocked that one out of play, allowing his teammates to get back and drop behind the ball. Free kick going the way of Hume. Hard not to give them when they're right in front of the Hume technical area.
That's why they carry on the way they do, because it does put pressure on the officials.
Space for Oshieng here. Stakes are increasing as we get closer and closer to full time. Here's Abdallah, who's swapped flanks. Amir Abdallah looking for the little 1-2 off Mikael Platt, and it breaks down. That was a good opening there for Hume. Auditable frustration from David Chick over there.
Well, it has been a frustrating afternoon for Hume City, hasn't it?
Well, the pressure is starting to mount on them a little bit, not picking up the 3 points last Saturday night when they would have fancied to do so against the Thunder. Just the 2 wins and 2 draws in their last 5 leading into this match. Better form at times in this particular campaign.
Yeah, well, this is the real part of the season when it gets going.
Here's Kiflay. Latham determined to beat Michael Weir at his near post that occasion. Weir down, tip it behind. Latham is desperate to get himself on the score sheet this afternoon.
It's probably been best on ground this afternoon, in my opinion.
Just the 1 goal this campaign, and it came in the Australia Cup, so looking for his first goal in league football this season. Jamie Latham doing the defensive and attacking duties today. Tearing up and down the pitch here at Keilor Downs with the socks down, and he's going to go over and take this corner kick as well. Everyone back defending in their own penalty area for Hume. They've left no one up on the halfway line. Plenty of tall timber to defend this set piece. Michael Weir's down on the floor. Must have missed that myself, claiming that he's copped one in the scone himself. And it's a red card. Well, we'll have to catch that one on our replay screen, but Luca Tavir has been sent off for striking Michael Weir to the head. I think our replay doesn't catch what happened there either, Mark.
Funnily enough, Michael Weir straight back up on his feet once that red card got drawn.
So, Luca Tavir, who was facing a suspension anyway after getting his 5th yellow card of the season, He becomes the 4th Gully player sent off in NPL Victoria this year. So advantage Hume City now against the 10 Green Gully players. In comes the corner. It's an easy take for Michael Weir, who rolls this one out to Isgrove. And Hume are going to go like a bull at a gate at the Cavaliers now. This is Abdullah. Running at Spiteri. Oh, Oshiang lost his footing. Forward by Kifle. Michael Weir with the juggle over the top of Kadakpo. Maricic switching the play. And you fancy that Hume are going to have the bulk of possession in the final 5 minutes, as there is exactly 5 minutes to go until we go into stoppage time here. Might be a little bit added on too. Big chance here for Hume to grab the goal. They need to get the 3 points. This is McFarlane striding into the penalty area. It's a good turn, and his left-footed effort just looped over the top of the crossbar. It wasn't far away from Fletcher McFarlane. A good piece of skill.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, Steve. Strap yourself in, Green Gully fans, because you're going to be under the pump for 5+ minutes.
Absolutely right. It's going to be all hands to the pump here for the Cavaliers to try and hang on to the 1 point that they currently have on the live ladder in this particular contest. The opening game of round 15 of the competition in NPL Victoria men's action for season 2024 coming your way on the NPL Victoria streams. Shifa Ahmed getting the touch forward by McFarlane and out of play.
Hume City will be licking their lips though, because that last 5-10 minutes it was all Green Gully. They've been so good this second half, Hume City, but led by Jamie Latham, Green Gully had the better off the chances in the last 10 minutes.
Here's Platt. Abdallah, he's a danger man. Plays it across. Oh, well away, Regaig. Stood tall there, Jalil Regaig. Only as far as Lockie Weir. Isgrove out wide on the far side. Running at Jay Chiyama. He comes inside. Well, the script is written for a Lloyd Isgrove stunner here, perhaps. He scored late on when they met last time. Smacked away, but possession returned to Hume City from Shifa Ahmed. It's a good switch from Ashcroft. And a great first touch from Abdul. Does the full 360. Can Weir supply the cross? He goes to try and find the feet of the dangerous Mikael Platt. Rides the challenge as well. Abdallah still threatening. Good challenge, Latham. Good use of the body too. I don't think that should be a free kick.
He's let a lot of stuff go this afternoon, has the referee. It's a surprising call, that one. Just on that play before, Shifa Ahmed showing his inexperience, just hoofing that ball long. You need to keep possession as much as you can in the dying minutes here.
Taken quickly, Isgrove. Will he pull the trigger? He's closed down by Ahmed. Abdallah. Latham unable to slow him down. Bingham is there, and Bingham scores! Off the bench and onto the score sheet. Josh Bingham is the man of the moment, and with less than 2 minutes to go, Hume City look like they've snatched the 3 points after having to come from behind against the new manager side, Green Gully Cavaliers.
What a header. Absolute bullet from Josh Bingham. And we're calling for him to come on, and that's why, because he can make the difference like that. Great ball into the area, but a bullet-like header from Josh Bingham. Murphy, no chance.
Just watching the replay of it, the timing of it was absolutely outstanding. He wasn't that close to the goal either.
It's vintage Josh Bingham there.
Well, Josh Bingham turning back the clock.
He felt like that goal was coming though, Steve.
It felt like it was coming when Gully had 11, and then once they had 10, it felt like it was almost a formality. As much as Gully could hope that they could keep them out. And now they've got to chase the game here through Jalil Regaig. Smashing it against Weir, and it's there for Kadakpo, but he's offside. The flag is up for offside, and the celebrations have been cancelled. The whole technical area was up, players and staff for the Cavaliers in celebration. The flag was up too. It would have been an instant reply. And the decision's going to stand.
That was a close call there, Steve.
Kadakpo thought he may have scored. Oh, we're not side on here, but it seems like Gully might have a good argument.
It's a big call there from the linesman. In those pressure moments, you've got to be 100% sure that you're making the right call. Green Gully coaching staff's not impressed at all.
The protests are going to continue for some time until the final whistle and beyond, I would imagine. Not impressed that they felt the ball would come across square anyhow.
There's no point harping on about it.
No,
the call's been made.
It's gone now. Momcilo Veslinov has indicated 6 minutes will be added on, so there's already 1 minute of that's already evaporated, but we haven't had any playing time within that window. Oscar Carlson getting walked off the field by the trainer here, who's got the esky in the hand. I'm not sure what's inside that esky, Mark. Has he got some refreshments for post-game, perhaps? Or they're going to be celebrating, you would imagine, Hume City, 3 points, so maybe he has got a six-pack in there.
Yeah, well, if that goal had stood for Green Gully, that esky would have ended up deep into Green Gully reserve, I reckon. Just fell asleep there, Hume City. Straight from the kickoff.
Straight after the goal as well, yeah. Still replaying in their minds that majestic header from Josh Bingham after the cross came in, perfectly weighted from Amir Abdallah. At the moment, it is the winner as it stands. Unless Gully can do something special, but Lord Isgrove's got other ideas. He's going to try his luck from distance. Well down Murphy, who manages to grab the ball before it spilled to Mikael Platt, who was lurking to try and pick up the crumbs. So as we said, 6 minutes added on. We'll probably get more than that too. You fancy it'll be more like 7 minutes by the time we're done here after the injury to Oscar Carlson in the first minute of the added 6. Lloyd Isgrove, who, as we said, had a slow start to this game. He's really been in form since about the hour mark and looking hungry and desperate to try and ensure his side gets the 3 points. Here's the substitute, Bosduan. Platt, straight at the keeper. Bosduan was collected late perhaps, but the advantage was played anyway, so I'm not too sure what the Hume technical area are complaining about.
That's what I was trying to work.
Good aerial duel there between Kadakpo and Maricic.
A lot of work to do for the incoming Green Gully coach.
They were so close to getting a positive result. And that send-off for Luca Tavir is just an absolute killer. Sent off for, well, striking Michael Weir to the head. I'm not sure the ferocity of the contact.
And we've seen this Green Gully story time and time again this season. Good performance, but just, a few lapses in concentration and discipline has really cost them in games.
Look at Lloyd Isgrove there, like he's working in a phone box. He's caught late. The advantage was there if they wanted to take it, but they elected not to, which was smart. 4 minutes of the 6 has evaporated, but we will get at least 1 extra minute, so Hume have not got long to hold on here. Mikael Platt using the body to try and shield the ball. Latham doesn't want to give away the free kick in. He's going to get a yellow card, and it's his second of the afternoon. Jamie Latham sent off. Gully down to 9. This has turned into a disaster for the Cavaliers.
That is the softest second yellow card I've ever seen given. All he's said to the referee is that he was holding me, and that was an instant second yellow card. It's a rush of blood to the head of the referee in that moment.
So Jamie Latham, a second yellow card.
That's a really poor decision there. You've got to read the game, the frustration in the game. Absolutely no issue if you don't book him in that moment.
Well, Michael Weir's now gone into the book as well for time wasting. Well, there's not too much time left to run down, and they're only playing against 9, so you'd think Hume are home and dry now, and they're going to take the 3 points back to Broadmeadows Valley Park as that header from Shriver's nearly cleaned up the social media man down there on the bench seat. Well, the camping seat down there. Similar to your seat that you've got in play today, Mark. It's very comfortable.
Extremely comfortable. Steve, that's the only way I roll. Extreme comfort. And I think that's the way Hume's going to roll in these last couple of minutes.
Well, Hume wants to make another change despite there only being seconds left. And it's the number 13, Mehmet Usel. 20-year-old attacker getting a chance. Not much of a chance, but getting some sort of a chance for at least a minute. Not sure who's going off.
It's
Fourth efficient, Momcilo's updating the board.
Abdullah's making his way off the park.
Oh, good performance again from Amir Abdullah, who's had a fantastic season with Hume City this year since coming across from that brief stint at Heidelberg last year, and it was the crowning moment for him this afternoon was that cross that he supplied for Josh Bingham to get up and nod home past Reef Murphy with a textbook header. And certainly for any youngsters watching this afternoon, that's one to emulate in the backyard. That technique from Josh Bingham to place that one in the back of the net was absolutely 10 out of 10. Weir went to ground all too easily there. Play's going to continue. Forward by Kiflay. And this is Regaig, who's playing as an auxiliary forward. If Regaig was somehow able to score here with only 8 other teammates out there with him, that would be some sort of story for the central defender. Spiteri losing his footing twice in the same passage of play. Good challenge by Bingham. He's done well there. Time running out here for Gully. Can they just get the ball forward somehow? Good footwork, good feet from Kadakpo. Switch of play over the top off Oshieng. The flag goes up for offside again. It's been the peril of Gully in the late minutes of this one, and Hume City get the 3 points. They had to work just as hard, if not harder, than they had to work on Wednesday evening in the Australia Cup. But that makes it 2 wins on the bounce in all competitions for them. Green Gully, they couldn't hang on to this one, and they go down in spectacular form, finishing this one with just 9 players, Mark, and Hume City getting the win. 2-1 this afternoon.
Yeah, that's the difference between the two sides here, Steve. Hume just had that desire to go on and win the game, and did what they had to do to get the 3 points and stay in contention towards the top of the table.
Well, Hume City, they really turned the screws after about the hour mark, or about just probably 5 or 10 minutes into the second period here this afternoon, after Shifa Ahmed was put through on goal by Josh Hope to open the scoring. A fine goal for the 17-year-old to get the ball rolling under interim manager Mikhail O'Rourke. Got them the best possible start, a 1-0 lead at half-time. But then we saw the goals coming in the second half. Eventually it was Mikhail Platt after Reef Murphy had parried the ball in his path. It didn't hit the back of the net, but it did cross the line, according to the assistant referee on the far side, who confirmed that it would be a goal going the way of the visitors to make it 1-1. And then it was the goal of the game, probably just about, you'd say, the fine cross from Amir Abdullah, headed home. The best header that you're likely to see this weekend from Josh Bingham. A goal worthy of winning the match in the end, Mark.
Yeah, 100%. Josh Bingham was probably the difference. They looked a lot more dynamic going forward once he came on, and Hume City probably deserved the 3 points in the end.
And we mentioned Jamie Latham was probably just about the man of the match, and then he ended up finding himself sent off in stoppage time, a second yellow card, but also Luca Tavia is going to be out of this team, you'd imagine, for a few weeks if he's found guilty of striking Michael Weir.
Yeah, it's, big blow for Green Gully, Luca Tavia and Jamie Latham out next week. Big clash against Manningham. A lot of work to do for Green Gully, and we hear rumours that the new coach has been appointed, and announcement is coming this week, so a lot of work for him to do this week leading up to Manningham.
Watch this space on the social pages of Green Gully Cavaliers, and keep your eye out for the newsbreakers of NPL Victoria to find out that news. And that's an announcement that will be imminent. Gully will expect to get Liam Driscoll back in goal, and also Gianluca Iannucci back from suspension in midfield next week when they do play Manningham United Blues. They've got trips then to they're at home again to face the difficult Heidelberg United, challenging opponent, before they go to Paisley Park to play the Magic, and then Hume City. Some matches coming up for them, including Port Melbourne and Avondale. A couple of tricky games in their next three that they have to face. So, look, exciting times for NPL Victoria. It's the crunch time of the season, as you say, Mark, and this is where championships are won and lost.
Yeah, 100%. And Hume did what they had to do, and that's the sign of a team that can go all the way.
Well, thanks for your company this afternoon. Coming up later, or kicking off right now, actually, we've got Avondale and St Albans. A little later at 5 o'clock, Port Melbourne and the Knights in what is what Mark's describing as the game of the round, I think. 6 o'clock is Dandenong Thunder, Manningham United Blues. 6:15, Altona Magic and Dandenong City. And as we mentioned, tomorrow it's Oakley Cannons and Heidelberg United at 3, South Melbourne and Moreland at 4 p.m. So a full round of fixtures to come your way. And, of course, you can always reach out to Mark for his film reviews if you are getting tired of the NPL action. But we know that you won't be. We're looking forward to bringing it to you for the rest of the round. And from Green Gully Reserve, it's time to sign off. Big thank you to Angelo behind the camera today. Big thanks to you, Mark Ivkovic. It's been a pleasure to work together at long last for the first time in 2024.
Yeah, likewise, Steve.
And my name is Stephen Curtin, and looking forward to bringing you more matches in the NPL Victoria next weekend. But for now, flick over to that match, Avondale and St Albans at Avenger Park. And we wish you a good afternoon from Green Gully Reserve, where the final score is Green Gully 1, Hume City 2.
He got straight up when he goes.
Life was second.